Hi, I was going to make like a full-length detailed video, but then I realized I don't really want to go through that strife, so I figured I'd just simplify it here. Trigger warning for mentions of grooming, essay, rape, etc, etc. This video will be talking about my experience with brown4k, also known as Ghetto Flower, and a bunch of other aliases I don't feel like naming. I first met Brown through a mutual friend in around 2024 or 2025, but I only started to get to know him this year. I added him asking for his OC so I could draw fan art, and he obliged I did so. We didn't really talk much in between that, but around a week or two after, he messaged me and asked me if I wanted to collab with him, so I was like, yeah, because I asked my friend before could I collab with him, of which I guess he was too busy to respond or something. But then he saw my music and followed me and thought it was like tough or whatever, so I said yeah, because Brown was genuinely one of my biggest inspirations up to that point. And as mentioned before, I wanted to collab anyways. He then started talking to me casually, and I was like really happy that I got the chance to hold a conversation with somebody I looked up to like this. He was more than well aware of this, even considering me his biggest fan. And I didn't really think much of it. I thought it was like just making friends and being buddy-buddy with your fans because, you know, they're humans too. They have to make friends somehow. So yeah, I didn't mind it. We exchanged ages. I expressed to him that I thought he was my age, which is 17. I turned 18 November of this year, and he told me that he had turned 21 last month. With that knowledge, I expected him to keep it service level and, you know, just being friends or being really, really close friends and whatnot, but it kind of escalated from there. I forgot to mention this, but he also asked me if I wanted to be an animator for a collab account he's featured in, so obviously I said yes. Anywho, moving on, I asked him to hang out with me because I found out we were one state away, and I had just moved back to North Carolina. I had no friends over here, and I didn't really consider our age gap bad because I miscalculated it and assumed it was 2 years instead of a whopping almost 4. Most of my peers are in between 16 and 21 anyways, so again, I didn't consider this odd. Anywho, he said yeah. Also, he asked to lick my armpit because I made a joke about licking armpits, and he said, hey, can I actually do it? I kind of just said yes because I didn't care. Anywho, we hung out. We went to the mall and smoke shop or whatever, and also the park. During this entire trip or whatever the hell, he kept sniffing my shoes and he tried to force me to take off my shoes. I have a video of him literally forcing at my foot, grabbing at my foot and trying to force my shoe off, where I repeatedly say no. And when we were at the mall, he also kept trying to put my leg on his I don't know, I guess on his knee or whatever, so that he could take my shoes and socks off and sniff them. I don't know, dude. He also did end up licking my armpit without any warning. I mean, I said I didn't care, but, you know, whatever, man. Anywho, I think that's the most significant parts of what happened the first time we met, so I'll just, leave that there. When I got home, I sent him a picture of me, and he said it was, sexy. I was like, oh, why are we saying that? I also kind of vented to my friend about how I didn't want this relationship to turn romantic or sexual or anything, because I really, really, really love Teddy as a friend. I cannot emphasize this enough. Bro, it just hurt so bad thinking about that, because I genuinely looked up to him and I just wanted to have a friendship where it could be normal and I could make weird ass jokes without somebody wanting to fuck me and whatnot. But it just quickly devolved into my biggest fear. And when this was happening, he was calling me pet names and stuff, talking sexually to me. I kind of reciprocated it. I didn't really know what else to do, and I was like, okay, my biggest inspiration likes me. Maybe I should just take this opportunity and stop complaining, because I would go to my friends and I would start crying. I would tear up about it and be like, dude, I don't know what I'm doing. But then I would go back in private and talk to myself and be like, okay, maybe it's not that bad, maybe the gap isn't that bad, and maybe I should just take this opportunity because he loves me. And he said that he wanted to move to LA with me and we could live together and blah blah, or whatever the fuck. I did not want to be in a relationship with him, and I kind of told myself, I've tried to force myself to say, okay, I'm not going to date anyone until I settle, and also I make sure I'm completely stable and I know what I'm doing, because I'm a little fucking retarded in relationships. And I guess I technically succeeded, but Teddy started calling me his boyfriend, and I was like, what are we doing? I don't want a label because I'm not really comfortable with that. Anywho, he sent me his wiener. I sent some things of my own. He basically e-sexed me. Yeah. He also made some songs about me. He covered a fucking David song, the Oh Celeste song, and he replaced it with my name, which I'm being so real. I just found out today that's what he did. I thought that was like a song he just made on the spot because I hadn't heard this O Celeste song. But no, he fucking covered a David song and replaced the victim's name with my name, which is so fucking creepy and it makes me so uncomfortable thinking about. Anywho, I don't really have anything else to share other than, yeah, sexual conversations went on. I saw his blah blah blah. I'm gonna skip to the second meetup because he ended up, I guess, by law raping me statutorily. I think I'm saying that right. I'm stupid. Yeah, on Saturday we hang out for the second time. He did some really weird shit. He like begged for me to spit my gum in his hand, and I eventually did, and he put the gum in his mouth. I also made a comment about how I looked like a 12-year-old because I was like wearing a skirt and like this dumbass top, and he replied with "That's fire though," and I posted it on my story, and he tried to bribe me with money to take it down. I did not accept that, by the way. I don't care, bro. He says it was out of context. I don't know what context there could possibly be behind that, but whatever, man. Then we went to like a trail and then went into the woods. Before he was considering literally like buying a hotel that he could crack me in or whatever, and I expressed that I had like a hotel phobia. I hate hotels. I can't do that. But it's really freaky that a grown man would pay money, like $70 to crack a 17-year-old in a hotel. I don't know. It's freaking me out. Anywho, we went to the woods. He put a condom on and, you know, the deed happened. And this all happened in the span of like 5 to 10 minutes. No shade. Like, I'm not joking. I'm not trying to be funny. It just happened in the span of like 5 to 10 minutes. He ended up finishing, this is so weird to say, I feel so uncomfortable, but he ended up finishing both inside the condom and me, if that makes sense. So, like, he had the condom on, but he, like, still finished inside, which I explicitly said I did not want to happen because I had, like, a deathly fear of that. I actually begged him on call to, like, just, like, try to pull out anyways, which he just didn't do. So, even if I was an adult, that still classifies as a form of sexual assault because you did something I told you not to do. I'm not going to say he downright forced me to do it, but I do feel as if it was coercion. I can't consent anyways by the law, and also morally that's just not justifiable. It's a 4-year age gap. I don't know, man. I'm still in the high school. I'm almost in my last year of high school as a grown-ass man with the car that buys alcohol and stuff. And then also taking into account I was a giant fan of him and I genuinely considered him my favorite person because I have borderline personality disorder, because why wouldn't I? Every fucking victim has some type of dumbass disorder. That was sarcasm all love, but yeah. And I don't know, this whole thing, it's been eating me up. I try to like giggle it off, but I've been crying like all fucking day. I cried yesterday. I don't know, I cried in between. I don't know. It hurts, bro, because he's the last person I would expect to do this. I knew he had allegations before, but I thought they were cleared. He said they were cleared and he sent me proof at least. But now knowing what he did to me, it kind of feels like it might be more to the story. I don't know. I don't want to dive into that. And just so you know, this was not a setup or anything. He willingly released all this information and also dropped my name, so I guess I have to speak about it. I don't know. I guess the guilt consumed him or something, and he just outed himself, which it's good you're taking accountability, but it still hurts. It hurts a lot, and I don't know, man. I still talk to him, I guess. I probably shouldn't be. Everyone says I shouldn't. It's just really hard because I did like him as a friend, of course. And if you're wondering how he's doing, he said that he's feeling relieved and happy because he doesn't have to worry about a platform, which I don't know, I kind of feel like that's insensitive. It's just not fair to me, I guess. I don't know. I don't really want anything out of this, but I don't know. I guess if you're wondering how I'm doing, I don't know, man. This is really tearing me apart, I'll tell you that much. That's all I can really say. I've been really upset, but, you know, life goes on, I guess. If you were too lazy to watch this or pay attention to this, I'll leave like the screenshots or whatever on my story for you to look at. Otherwise, I don't really have anything else to say. Thanks for watching, I think.